Hello Marvel fans, this is Dan Stevens and today I went to see Ant-Man, and I'll tell you this now, it was a good film, it was alright. I mean, something new to see, you know, with all the Ant-Man stuff of turning small, and it was a good film, so that's normal. This is a spoiler for the film, so if you don't want to know anything about this film, just watch me other videos, and you know, after when you see Ant-Man, come back here and you can hear what about the thing about this. Anyway, let's get started. So as we start off with a scene, just like what they did with Guardians. You know what they did. It starts off with showing you the building, the Shield building from Captain America Winter Soldier, and it's in 1989. It's being built, and you got this room, and you're seeing Tony Stark, Carter. You see Agent Carter, and you see a guy called Michael Carson, and Pym walks in, and he finds out that Shield have been trying to work on these Pym particles behind his back, and gets completely angry, and he tells him that you can't use it and all that, and really gives a nosebleed gives Michael a nosebleed because he's mentioned about his wife's death. Then we cut to the modern day when we see Scott coming out of prison, serving his 3 years in jail. Well, in jail, really. His mate comes and pick him up. He's Louis, I believe his name, something like that. Anyway, and he says about he doesn't want to do no heists, and he's quit all that. And he goes to his he finds a new job, and he gets fired from it. His boss found out about it. And we cross to the Pym company where Hank Pym comes to see Cross really and hear about this new project he's got working. Hope is there, his daughter, and Cross is working on this Yellowjacket suit, and Michael's also there as well, and some other business guy. I couldn't remember his name. I wasn't really paying attention much to him. And what it is, this bloke didn't like the idea of the Yellowjacket suit, so Cross kills him because when they tried to work on the Pym particles, but they could not get it right. Every time they try to turn something small, like a living being, they get turned into like a blood squeezy thing. So that's what Cross did to the bloke, killed him. Then we jump back to Scott Lang when he visits his daughter at her party, and let's say it's not good really, because the ex-wife's husband really, the cop, kind of gives him a telling off and all that, like you should never came and all that. Then Scott says, I want to do this heist, so give me the details. And they find out that they got to go to this house, and there's a cell, and there's some cash there. He gets there, he gets in, and all that, but he finds the Ant-Man suit. And they get away quick, and Scott tries the suit on, and he turns small, and you hear Hank Pym talking to him, telling everything's different when you're small, all that. Scott goes on a wild journey. He goes to let's say he goes into someone else's flat room and all that, and when he turns big, Hank says, I'll be in touch with you. Scott tries to return the suit back to the house, but then the cops are there, and he says, I'm trying to return the suit that I stole from this house, and he got arrested for it. Then Hank Pym comes to visit him and tells him about, there's a second chance, and he says about, you can head back to your cell or go to jail. So Scott returns back to the cell, and these ants bring him the suit, the Ant-Man suit, and he pulls it on. He makes his escape, and he flies the flying ant, and he passes out really a couple of seconds into the flying scene with the ant. Wakes up in Hank Pym's house, and Hank Pym's downstairs in the front room with his daughter, and Scott enters the room, and Hank Pym and Hope tell him about why they need him and all that. And then, what else? Oh, Hank Pym tells him about his particles. You know, he tells him about I was the Ant-Man. I did all this, and now Cross wants to do that. Then Hope doesn't really like the idea of getting Scott to do this, and she says, "I can do it. I can get the suit on and do that." And Hank really gets angry with her. I can see she really hates him. I can see the arguments they have in the film, and they handle that one good. Then we cut to they're training Scott to use the suit, so it's kind of like one of those film things when the hero gets learned by the mentor how to use this, it goes on that for a bit. You know, they help him to how to go small and big. Well, and do it in time, in a good time, kind of thing. Learn how to fight in small and learn how to control the ants and what kind of ants they got. Then, let's say they got still this Stark's invention, this thing to kind of infect the security and all this stuff for the Hank Pym's company, because they got to break in there to steal the Yellowjacket suit. And when they get there, Scott finds out that it's an Avengers base, the one we saw in the end of the Avengers 2, and Falcon has a fight. He sees Falcon, and Falcon has a fight with him. Ant-Man wins. He gets the invention, and Falcon in the end of that fight, he says, "Never bring it up to Captain America." Cross comes over the house. He tells him that they finally did it. They finally, they figured out how to turn a living being to small. Then, really, let's say Hope gets another argument with Hank again, and Hank finally tells Hope, and also Scott listens about what happened to her mother, Jane. Let's say that name. I always get confused with her name. But anyway, the Wasp, they say, the original Wasp, and you get to see her actually. You see the Wasp, and her costume, is all red and sticks with the original look from the comics. But anyway, in the past, she wanted to get involved with what Hank did, so he built this suit, and, for her, the Wasp suit. They were trying to stop a missile, and let's say the Wasp 4, she goes very more small as she can enter to the rocket and destroy it. They do it, but she gets lost in the pin realm, I'm calling it. It's like, when you go very, very small, you see all these odd stuff. But anyway, they go on with the heist. Scott says we should get my three mates in, who were part of breaking into Hank Pym's house. They talk about the plans, all that, their worlds, and they go to the company. Cross is there, and Hope and Hank Pym get in there. Then Michael makes his appearance there, and it turns out that Michael is the head of Hydra. We get to find out that he's part of Hydra. So really, he used to be a S.H.I.E.L.D. guy, and looks like he went to the Hydra side. And Cross was giving him the formula to the Yellowjacket's formula. Then Ant-Man gets through all the securities, does his well. He gets to the suit, but then Cross actually realised that they were planning this heist. So Cross takes the suit away, and he gets in the helicopter. Scott follows him, and then Scott takes out some of the goons from the helicopter. Then Cross puts the suit on. They have a fight, and let's say the fight ends up in someone's garden, and the policeman who's married to the Scott Lane's ex gets Scott, and he finds out he's Ant-Man, and Scott's trying to tell him that we should go back to that house. Back of that house, because Cross is there in the Yellowjacket suit. Then they get to hear that Yellowjacket's at the Scott Lane's ex-wife's house with the daughter. Cross takes the daughter as a hostage. Scott gets in, and they have their fight, they have their big fight and all that. Scott realised that he has to do what Jane did, what the original Wasp did, turn very small to get rid of him. Cross kind of dies. He goes really dead. Like, his arm goes inside his body. That's kind of what they're doing with Phase 2. All the arms missing. Kind of reference to Star Wars. So Cross kind of gets all squish and all that, like going inside his body, but dies. Scott enters to that realm, but luckily, because Hank told him that they used this foreign ninja kind of objects, and one had the way that was to turn objects small, and the ones with the blue ball on the object, that makes the objects big. And really, he lucky had that, and he put it onto his belt, and he managed to get out of that realm, so he survived. Hank said about what did you see in there, and Scott couldn't remember, and Hank explained that it looks like that the human mind can't remember what... Looks like you don't remember when you come out of it, so that realm your mind can't, handle that realm. So everything goes back to normal, and when Scott goes to his mate and he tells him about Falcon's looking for him, and actually, Stanley does make his cameo. He's a bar person, really. He works at a bar behind the bar, and this woman was on this date with some bloke that Scott's mate knows, and this woman was talking to Falcon, and there was a Spider-Man Easter egg, and she said, "We got a guy that can jump, a guy who can swing, and who can climb a wall." So I didn't really think about that first when I heard that, but that's a reference to Spider-Man. So that's kind of giving you a hint at how Scott gets involved with the Captain America film. Now to the main credits, I'll try to explain them quick because I don't want to make this video long. Hank Pym shows them Hope this secret room where a second Wasp suit is being made. It's gold, a bit of black and red, and it says he never got to finish it with his wife, so we built this for you so we can get this finished. And that's kind of explained, saying that she will become the Wasp, and she will be in a future film as the Wasp because the actress is signed on for some multiple films, and she says in that bit, she says in the end of that credit scene, she says it's about goddamn time. Then the end credit scene is we see Falcon and Cap in some kind of garage, I don't know, some garage building, let's say, and Bucky's there, and Falcon says it could have took me 1 week to find him, and he said we should call Tony, and Cap says no, we should not call him. He said like that. So it looks like this scene I saw, it kind of takes place nearly to the middle of the film, something like that, because looks like in that point it's like the war's already begun, and then Cap says we got to do this now, and then what are we gonna do? We got to do something now, and then Falcon says I know a guy, and then in the end he comes up saying Ant-Man will return. So really, it's a good film, really. So the Spider-Man Easter egg, it was good they put on it, and I can't wait to see what they do next with Wasp now. I really want to see her in the Civil War. I know they haven't announced it, but I bet they will, and she will be in it. And the Yellowjacket suit gets destroyed when I tell you about Cross dies, so... But I know they got to get Hank Pym as the Yellowjacket, so I'll bet the plans are still there. You know, Hank Pym finds the plans, how you build it, and he builds himself one. I got a feeling it is. Because the actor did say in the future he would like to suit up as a hero. And that's all with me today's movie. So I hope you liked what you heard. So as normal, head to me on Facebook Marvel page to see all the pictures and everything and news. Give me a like on this video. And is there anything you want to say about this? Leave a comment below. And I'll see you again soon. Peace.